Look at the ones, the morons who are complaining, that Simon Ekpa should not be associated with them. Why would Simon Ekpa associate with low lives? Quintessential nincompoops. Quintessential nincompoops. How can Simon Ekpa associate with a man of his class?
You see him now, they say they are their freedom fighter, but he went to Nigeria, go there parading himself. He go there parading himself and still come back. What happens to them? Nothing. That they are agents of provocateurs. They are on mission. They are on a payroll. Nothing will happen to them now. We got a Biafran child cross one airport now. Cross one zoo airport.
Anụmanụ nyere onye ndụ anyị njọ o jere magburu ma mmịghọta o gbaza kwin meru uche ji mama dị njọlụ uche ji mama ji agụba o wee bịa o kpụcha ya isi ma ọ wụpụsịa ya anya ma China efe jụrụ ajụ ọ gbakwuru kapital oil nwoke afọ ntu ọ chọba karo white mana o kwere ya ọ bụ nwa ma mmịghọta Jimema ji agụba bịa o ndị niile bụ ndị iro anyị niile ndị ahụ kọ na-agbakwuru Jimema ji agụba bịa o ọ chọrọ asari dokube wee gabanụ Jimema nwaanyị njọ ezi nwaanyị amaka o Maza Queen mee ka ọ marịwe ịbụ nwa mama ịghọta alụmara nyere eze ha bụ njọ ọ jere gbakwuru ma mmịghọta o ka ọ kpụcha ya isi ma hụpụsa ya anya China efe jụrụ ajụ onye manife ya na ndị DOS na Peter Nele ajọ efe bụ nwaanyị nke a ajọ nwaanyị abụrụ ọnụ iburu arụ ka ịbịakwute onye ndu anyị Maza Queen ome ka ọ marịre ọkwanye abọcha ka ọ maka ọsụbazie n'oyibo ọsụba nke ndị phonetics ọ bụ na nwere fọma nụchacha ịsụkwa phonetics abụrụ ya Jimema ji agụba o Maza Queen ome ka ọ mara ife ịbụ nwa mama ịghọta Jimema iji agụba wee bịa ka ịkpụchasị onye ndu anyị isi ma hụpụsịa ya anya ịfụgo na ọkwala gị o Simon Ekpa na ndị otu ya nọchiela n'ụzọ atụmatụ gị niile awụọ n'ala gị na ndị ọjọọ gị nava na-alụkọ ndị oshi na ndị ama niile ndị niile kpọrọ di gị nwoke ọmasị ọ bụ ha ka ị na-agakwuru unu masị amụma niile bịa wee n'ụka igbo ka iwe mee ya ka ọ pụta ihe ya ajọ nwaanyị ha ajọ ka agụba aisha Jimema nwaanyị ọ ajọ ka onye ndụ anyị kedu ka isi nweta nwaanyị nke a ajọ ife bụ ife dị ebe a.
Lovers of freedom all over the world, I greet you all. Akpana Soko, yours favorite Biafran Radical presenter from the Biafran Radical Freedom TV, BRF TV. Without taking your time today, I saw one of the most foolish development in these struggles. One of the very most laughable things in this struggle from the beginning to date, a group of jokey, hogwashy association of failed people, so faceless, came up with something, and I don't even know how they forced their way into getting the attention of the Nigerian junk media house today. And in that particular media house, I think it reads, "We will sue any journalist who associates us with Ekpa." And they said it's IPOB. that said so. They will sue anyone, any journalist. So from today onwards, any media outfit in Nigeria, whether print media, online news, or others, anywhere in the world that makes the mistake of tagging Simon Ekpa and Autopilot as IPOB members or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's disciple, again, must be ready to meet us in the law court. Enough is enough. I saw this most laughable, one of the very most laughable developments so far. It is so laughable because, to start with, there is no face. There is no face to this comment. If we are, for instance, because the association, the organization have been tagged as a terrorist organization per se, it has been outlawed, it has been proscribed, and that tag, outlaw or proscription, is still so fixated on it. Even when the courts, which are supposed to be courts of competent jurisdiction, try to assert its authority, adjudicating on the matters surrounding the proscription, knowing so well that it was a premeditated attempt to silence the voice calling for a just dissolution or for a just call. Now this body, this particular organization, has a leadership. The leader is still incarcerated, and they have been fighting over one thing all along. This is a collection of people, but some neophytes have been fighting head to head, head on head, neck to neck, all just for leadership of this organization. Now, an organization that, let us ignore now at this point, that is an outlawed organization in the political arrangement of a state, wherein they are issuing these threats, using the print media, the public, the non-media of that country. Yet, they don't know that people are having their brains so intact. But because their own brains, their own IQ has been so, I don't know, so affected that they don't reason very well again. They think that every other person don't reason well. An outlawed organization, you are issuing orders in a country using their mainstream media, using their print media, and they recognize you as a normal organization, IPOB. But when they want to address the foundational issues that contains, look at how, see on the screen how they describe our activities when they now refer to Simon Ekpa that prompted these attention seekers. Look at how they wrote it. I don't know how many of you that are paying attention to these things. See how the Nigerian mainstream media, when they want to address the issue as it affects them, because your freedom, our freedom as a people, affects them, it bothers them, it gives them sleepless nights. That is why when they want to address us, the real genuine freedom fighters, they put it to us, the outlawed. Please, fellow dear friends, are you reasoning together? when they want to address the real genuine freedom fighters, the real people who are clamoring for the genuine cause, the determination, the self-determination which is covered, which is within the ambit of the law, of the international law, they will address us as the outlawed. Why? Because it is the real freedom movement led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that was really proscribed by the Nigerian state, but was not accepted by the international community. But these other ones that are working with the that as an agent, as a pressure group instituted by the government of where we the genuine people want to go out from, they are not considered as an outlawed body. When we the real ones that are with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is proscribed for the same reason of the proscription, he is detained, suffering, getting incarcerated, denied his freedom, mentally tortured, physically abused because of this same cause, because he is said to be proscribed, leading a movement that is proscribed. Then these ones that are complicit in the capture, in the kidnap of this genuine innocent man languishing there, those ones that sold him, the government which they are working with don't have any problem with them and don't address them as an outlaw because they are working together. Do you get that? Do you get that? Open your intellectual horoscope so that we will communicate. Open up your intellectual hemisphere, because we are ready with our brooms to remove all the cobwebs in your cerebral hemisphere today. We are ready to do something, because a lot of people who have been bewitched may not understand the mysterious things going on in this struggle. When they address us, they will call us the outlawed. You get it? When they address us, because we are doing the same thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing, because we are doing the right thing, they said they are going to any length. They will go to ICC, they will go to the Amnesty International, because the way they feel so threatened by our existence, the same way they feel so threatened by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that even when the courts discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they still hold on to him. They are so afraid of that personality. That is the same way they are afraid of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. His son, his very, very compassionate disciple, Mazi Simon Ekpa, our PM. And for those of the lunatics who want to contradict or try to jam issues, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the supreme leader, the suprado. He is the Obada. After God, he is the next when it comes to superintending over the affairs of the indigenous people of Biafra. And Mazi Simon Ekpa is his second in command, and of course, the Prime Minister, Biafra Republic government in exile. The government that is working for the emancipation, for the real freedom actualization. The government working, operating outside the borders, outside home. Because you have been outlawed, you might not have a face again. Even though the international community refused to acknowledge that, then we now have to go through the rudiments of diplomatic approach due to the exposure of the people in charge. We now have to pass through the road, through the long road of exploring very important diplomatic options. Today, the strong governments of the world now see us as a face of that pursues the determination and some people are wobbling their mouth, ranting. Let's hear how they are all laying claims. Look at how they are laying more punchy. Look at claims. Just look at this particular Efulefu and his claims. Just look at this one.
Go to his page now. He will cut my video. What they are doing is due process. It's okay. Mazen Namdekano must take decision from the leadership. Mazen Namdekano must tell them. Nobody pays me. Go and ask them. I'm telling you people that some people in this struggle, even though they are not contributing to this struggle, they are not, paying their dues. They never done anything because of, I am this, I am that. All the whole traveling they are doing today, they are putting the money on who? Oga's pocket, IPOB's pocket. IPOB's pocket. Next day travel, say more high there. How have you paid me before? Come and tell me that you paid me before now. I'm poor for there. You see, now they say they are their freedom fighter, but he went to Nigeria, go there parading himself. Now he go there parading himself and still come back. What happens to them? Him, nothing. That they are agent of provocateurs. They are on mission. They are on a payroll. Nothing will happen to them now. Biafran child cross one airport now. Cross Ozu airport. Cross all deck, but we visit our people. Now you understand. If all I got to go shrine, or when I hear on my side there, on I only go see shrine. But of course, if you people don't believe me, go back again and see the Ekus. They have different pictures of the Ekus. If you go see and I keep on telling Nelly Ofebu that trauma can never go away from her, and she will remain in that trauma. She will die with that trauma. Nelly Ofebu, because I want you people to get the preamble before I begin to play some voices. How this thing started. Nelly Ofebu was the first contractor from the zoo called Nigeria by Devil Umahi, but now she is against Devil Umahi.
You see how they just like to lay claims to things they know they don't have any capacity to do. Why they are running around seeking relevance is that the Nigerian state, the Fulani that contracted them, are not pleased at all that they are complete neophytes. They don't know that they are completely irrelevant. They don't have anything to do for them. They succeeded that time because Mazen Namdekano is a bloody civilian, so he loose guarded. He trusted them because he's a genuine man, not having anything against anybody. He trusted them. That's why they were able to succeed in that betrayal. But today, like Mazen Ekpa said earlier on, that the kidnap of Onyendu will cost much more than not kidnapping him. Today, they complain today, they go meet Ohanes Ndoshi today, they meet the family members today, they threaten to meet ICC today, they meet Amnesty International tomorrow, and today you see the center is not holding. But the voice of the oppressed people has continued to soar, that the world is hearing it. The cry is getting very loud. They thought with these guys that carried out their contract for them. For you, so you know, you want to still doubt me. You have seen how they are making claims. Okay, hear from them. We have shown you before now. Hear from them, from their own mouth. This is the leader. This is the DOS leader. You hear from him again, because I know a lot of you like to forget. Hear from him. Just listen to him.
They told told us, they came to us and said we should, the governors came, not the army now. The governors came and said we should hand over Eastern Security Network to them so that they will be paying these young men salaries and put them on salary scale and everything. And now they feel that they have gotten all they want. These men, this camp has become expendable for them. Now they were able suddenly to be able to go in and attack and destroy this. Of course, it's good that they took away these billions that had been causing a lot of trouble for the Biafran people. But that is if they are not going to relocate them to another place and then begin to continue their trouble. But we are waiting for them and we are ready for them. And while we are on this, I am appealing to the governors of the Eastern region. In fact, not only the Eastern region now, I mean the whole of the Eastern region, the Biafran states, from Ebonyi to Delta to Bayelsa to Rivers and Lily, all of you, all your governors, what I am asking you to do tonight, as a state governor, I know that you will not pray your people, that your name, that the poor people will continue to talk about you. Anambra state governor, that the people will talk about you. Enugu state governor, Ebonyi state, Delta state, Rivers state, all of you.
Did you not hear that from him now? Is that not clear enough? Is that not simple English enough for you to understand? That they sold the struggle, they sold the people that took pain, Mazen kind of convinced. They left whatever they were doing in different walks of life, from Nigerian army, from Nigerian police, from different places. They left what they were doing, left their businesses, came to sacrifice, only for these morons to tell these young men, so able-bodied men, that if they can't do again, they should go ahead. That was the way they had to, instead of coming direct to tell them we have sold the struggle. And that's why you had crime. A lot of these guys who couldn't take it, they went into crime, kidnap, car snatching, and other things. Today, I will give you a lot of more confessions. You will see. They had to start crimes. That's why everybody is complaining about insecurity in our land. Some people now begin to when the politicians see that Simon Ekpa, the same fear they had over Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you want to hear the fear too? You want to hear the fear? Hear it from Chief Dan Olasi. Hear it. This is an elder, one of the most respected, reputed elder statesman of the Biafran land. Listen to him.
But if Boko Haram people, bandits who regularly kill people in this country, are being given amnesty by the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and in some cases rehabilitate them, why hold Nnamdi Kanu? Why should you think these are issues? We are already an occupied territory. If we had raised them, that is why they won or fight against terrorism in northeast and northwest. It's not working because more than 20% of the Nigerian armed forces are in the southeast. Every inch of the ground is occupied. You cannot run more than 20-30 kilometers anywhere in the southeast without 2 or 3 checkpoints. Army, police, Air Force, and if you go further down, then the Navy joins them. And I personally advise, I have a network. So, like you rightly asked, the judge yesterday, after a series of arguments, wanted the case to start, but we put up 2 serious motions, on bail. Because if you read the Supreme Court judgment, I've never seen a country, the Court of Appeal gave him, almost acquitted him, discharged and acquitted him. But every charge against him was null and void. And government went to Supreme Court. And if there were 10 cases the government put up, now they can won 9. The only one that happened that they said they should go back to the High Court, to start the case afresh, which is where we are today. How can we go back to the High Court? When the Supreme Court of Nigeria, and our lawyers told Justice Nyako yesterday, the Supreme Court said there was government recklessness in using security officers to stampede his company, his father's compound, with a view to doing whatever, we don't know. And he ran away for his life. And the Supreme Court said he did not jump bail. He was running for his life. If you were the one that lorry loads of military people come into your compound, what are you supposed to do? We are not fighting a war with any country. Communities are being bombed. I don't know if missiles have not been fired. There are collateral damages going on all over the country in the name of terrorism. This again, coming back to the word I use, stochastic terrorism, when you demonize people just for perception. I say, I believe you will do this.
Who's being demonized now?
That's what exactly is happening with Nnamdi Kanu. Because all he says is spoken words. Has he waged war against Nigeria? No. All he said did that, the local name, Zik did that, Dr. Chikobi did that, his son, one of the most brilliant shots in this country, answered Mustafa. I have never seen a northerner naming any of his child Okeko Cap. I have never seen it. I have never seen it. Everywhere in this country, come to Enugu, you will not see one property owned by anybody outside the Igbo land. You will not see. Go to Port Harcourt where they milk the oil. You will not see any investment. That is not love. If there is no love, there will not be a nation. People have to show love before you can have nationhood. That is the suspicion, and I refer it again to situational politics. When it is convenient, then we are Nigerians. If it's not convenient, we'll start looking for alternatives.
Okay, listen to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu also. Listen to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu as well, so that you get what we are saying.
Even from DSS dungeon, the promises came. The Vice President, anything you want. You have a very beautiful wife, you better go and enjoy her than being in prison. Wow. Anything you want. And I said no. That what I want is a referendum to determine if you people want to be part of the zoo or part of Nigeria or part of Biafra. Choose one, zoo or Biafra. They said no. And I said I just tried to make contact. When I came out, I don't know if I've told this story before actually, and Ohaneze hijacked it. I went to see Niawoda in his house. We sat down, had lunch together, and I told him what my conditions were to lift the boycott in Anambra State, which they couldn't meet. And I said to Woda very simply, go to Abuja and tell these people that these are what our people are asking for. I said to him, go and bring us something. Not for me, for everybody. He went there and started negotiating for a ministerial position for one of the children. I'm telling you, one of them is fact asking. Somebody asked him, but you people are being called to Aso Rock because of Nnamdi Kanu. Why didn't you tell him that you're going to Aso Rock? He said it is for Igbo leaders. And once the powers that be knew that he hadn't IPOB support, they just gave them 5 million naira for transport and dismissed them. Hadn't Miyawo to remain with me. When the governors called me, I told them the same thing in front of Professor Ben Wabese. They said, oh, but Sodudo, Ebremad is upstairs. Do I want him to come? I said, no. Government house, the former DSS director came with his bags of money in euros, in white sacks to bribe. Ask anybody working in the government house in England. I said, no, I don't want to see them. Not because I'm going to be the only cockroach, no. Because of consistency. Can you last? When you're tempted, are you going to succumb? Can you sustain this very effort we're making? So they have come. And I gave them my conditions which they can never meet. open Warri Seaport, open Water Seaport, open Calabar Seaport, make Enugu an international airport where we can fly CVS and come in at will. Build the Water Enugu Onitsha Enugu Express Road. Complete second Niger Bridge. Simple. Are these things difficult?
No. At least with this, you can see that there has never been any mistake we have made in this struggle. Why we call them Ohaneze Ndoshi? You see men, old men, and can you see what they are running? Wicked Okenye. Very cruel Okenye. So no self-respect. So hungry with Ogunuga. So dishonorable. Very, very annoyingly dishonorable old men. You saw this kind of people? Look at the ones, the morons who are complaining that Simon Ekpa should not be associated with them. Why would Simon Ekpa associate with low lives? Quintessential nincompoops. Quintessential nincompoops. How can Simon Ekpa associate with a man of his class? A man of his caliber? Can't you see his profile? Can't you see his profile? Just within the space of 20 years plus, he is in Finland here. He just built a very, very strong profile for himself. So respected in Europe here. So respected. So how come you are? Why would he associate? Is that not a badge of honor for him to associate with low lives like you? How can he associate with low lives? People who are already down to earth, that are has no shame at all. They have no shame at all. Sorry, no shame, no iota of shame, no candor, no respect, no self-respect. The freedom you are fighting with somebody, and that same, because of that same peoples, that person is suffering today. He is not to be, in fact, because he was not able to be captured or seen close anywhere around the country there. The government had to bring in billions to look for him, because he is fighting the same cause you pretend to be fighting with him.
You see him now, they say they are their freedom fighter, but he went to Nigeria, go there parading himself. He go there parading himself and still come back. What happens to them? Him, nothing. That they are agents of provocateurs. They are on mission. They are on a payroll. Nothing will happen to them now. We got a Biafran child cross one airport now. Cross one zoo airport. Cross all there came but we visit our people. Now you understand.
They had to go get him over there, spend money to wait for him, paid with different governments of the world, lobbied. You are doing the same thing. You are coming home, they give you convoy, you parade around, you claim you are bold. You have the temerity to say you have contact with governors. You are speaking with politicians from the same place that the man abhors. The same thing he said is not possible for you to have conversation with the politicians. He is saying this even here in this broadcast, in this town hall meeting, that they have approached him several times. They have made so many attempts to speak with him. They have brought so much bags of money in euros, in pound sterling. They brought in dollars. They have made several offers. He told you, but he cannot descend so low because it comes with temptations. But it takes the people with that self-respect, people with that faith, who have respect for themselves, to handle this. You have no iota of respect. You are bold to tell us you sold the freedom to Southeast governors. So shamelessly you are saying it to our hearing. You have contact with these governors, all along your battle with the shameless brothers of our hallowed leader. So a man of great reputation I don't know why it is this unfortunate that people with great reputation, people that has interactions with the forces of nature due to their sincerity of purpose, are always unfortunate to have weak, irresponsible, crazy, and most times very lunatic fellows around them as brothers, wives, and loved ones. People without any iota of self-respect, no single reputation. That is the people that always surround great men. Check your great pastors, the very responsible ones. Their children misbehave around the campuses. The chiefs that have reputation, their children are nothing to write home about. Just check it all around you. That is the same thing. The last program I did, I think I have not posted, is Emmanuel Kano. How dishonorable that young man just became within just a space of 3 years. He used to be very responsible young man. When his brother was counseling him, he just allowed the longer throat Kanunta to deceive him, to put him out of track. He has gone so irredeemably corrupt. Look at the confessions that you guys are making. Maybe I should even also play that of Nkurumiri Uruago and what you call the other man with also Darlington. Look, listen to it. So that just play it. So listen. Pay attention.
For them, they are the ones now confessing by themselves. Before I go on, I think I should allow you to listen to this. Watch this for maybe, I think, about 2 minutes or 1. I don't know. Just watch it. Let's go. Did not tell me that. May I not live to see tomorrow? But if you tell me that and you come online to lie, may you never live to see the next day. I ask you, Prince, what's your business with these women? Can you open up and tell us your ordeal with these American women? Prince, you confidently told me that if you opened mouth to say it, it will affect Mazen Nandekanos. Prince, are you not the one that told me what Mazen Nandekanos' mother did to Mazen Nandekanos' wife? Prince, are you not the person that told me how wayward Princess, Master Prophet's wife, how she is? Are you not the one that told me everything about Mazen Nandekanos' family? Now, let me hit it. Prince, you came online and you have the guts to tell people that you're taking care of Ikonso's children. Which Ikonso's children? Ikonso that you contributed to his death. Prince, who gave the women that started calling Ikonso and started collecting Ikonso with gifts that makes Ikonso feel that he's now untouchable? Who gave those women Ikonso's number?
I hope
I am asking you, Prince.
This is Prince Darlington and
these women in America Ikonso's number.
Confessing. For those of you people,
who told me which girl is with Ikonso when this thing happened?
And the premature death. You can hear it.
You are welcome.
You are hearing what the confession.
You are welcome.
You are against Simon Ekpa for nothing. This is Ndingono Mahana Azoka Free.
When our men who came to execute, who came to buy Ikonso with on ground, when they were within the community, was it not you, Prince Darlington, that was guiding us? Was it not you that was giving us money for sure? Was it not you
anyone that makes them name against Simon?
It was this girl on basket.
Before the end of
It was a girl on basket, top red,
at the way you people are wasting people's lives. You feel me?
When God most of them released the people that did the work, was it not you that was telling us to
even Nosengwa is involved.
Why are you coming now to the public to pretend as you are the one as if
Nosengwa is involved in buying our people.
How can you pretend to be helping the family when you are the one that guided us? In fact, we are greater than you in this.
God have mercy.
Because without
You Nosengwa, you are doing business with hope, of pretending you are protecting your business.
Information from family.
Buying our people one after the other.
When Biafran people gathered in the compound, all the information was released by you.
You heard the unbelievable confession. You heard the unbelievable confession. Very atrocious to hear that the people whom we used to think were working with us have accepted that they played along with the Nigerian government through Hope Uzodimba to buy the front 1,000 men battalion in one man Mopo, Ikonso. They conspired just because of hate. Because of hate, nothing more than hate. You listen to the confession. This somebody had to go and write YouTube to pull down my video because of this same confession. And let me use this opportunity to tell you all media warriors, all men in the media, please, when you are bringing videos from these hateful people, they go to any length. That is how wicked they are, because they've always been. That is the same thing they did to close down Master Prophet's account until our PM intervened and then have his new account, followed by Biafrans. I think he's still eternally grateful. Now, this is because I revealed this confession. He had to write, because if he takes a lot of umpurummiri, so a lot of things he do, he only realized he has done them after he had done them. This is the same thing, the spirit of Chiokika Abiyama that took over Chinas and Wasley, Chika Dozeha, to make this other confession you heard before now. That day, because that people were showering Ikonso with gifts, that the American women were loving only Ikonso, they were all over him, that Ikonso was beginning to feel that he's even larger than life itself, that he no longer listened to anybody. Ikonso, and who said this? No, he no longer listened to anybody. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, till the very last breath of Ikonso, loved and cherished him because he is so loyal to the core. But because these guys were busy trying to build cartels behind Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in his own structures, that was why they had the temerity. If you remember when they said even Mazen Nnamdi Kanu should be subject to their own authorities.
Mazen Nnamdi Kanu must take decision from the leadership. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu must tell them.
The same man that gave you food, you want to bite the hand, the finger that was feeding you. Nobody knows you, low lives. This man brought you to work even when you had no capacity to deliver. He said, let us use any tool that is willing and available. And here is how you decided to treat him, rubbish him, subject him to serious pain and emotional torture. Distance him from his family so that you can have access to deal as you please, useless his family at will. You first of all started using Kanu Takano when you felt he was outsmarting you with the fine boy. Now you began to cry out. Now his wife was the next thing. You're the one that took his wife to Asari Dokubo. The very people, all the people Nnamdi mentioned in his live broadcast that they are so terrible people that Biafrans must not associate with. You went ahead to take his wife to them. All the command Nnamdi gave you. Make sure you respect all these coordinators. You never hearkened to any of them. Because you thought he will never come out again. You thought his case has been closed. He has gone forever. You had to now bring in, make sure you poisoned even a Geoffrey, that sometimes we get confused as to whom amongst you, between you and the Karowite, who is the real devil on the cross, who is the one that converted each other. Till today, this is a very big mathematics we are unable to solve. Because tomorrow we will see that it is Karowite. The next we will see that you are even the one, because you are more devilish and more satanic than him. That is why it is so elusive for us to rectify or come to a point of agreement as to who is really the real culprit. You had to buy Ikonso just for envy. That envy you have extended to Simon Ekpa. Anyone that is genuine to bring the freedom of the people that have been oppressed for decades, any move, anyone you cite that is with that determination, that capacity to deliver the people, you will set up, you will sell out. But I told you last month that I think I said about three people. I can't remember how he came to me. About three of you. The same money you collected from the enemy, you will use, like, I think it was it's not what is the name? The Judas. Like Judas bought the land with the money he used or he received from the enemy.
You see him now, they say they are their freedom fighter, but he went to Nigeria, go there parading himself. He go there parade himself and still come back. What happens to them? Nothing. That they are agents of provocateurs. They are on mission. They are on a payroll. Nothing will happen to them now. We got a Biafran child cross one airport now. Cross one zoo airport.
But the land Ebon Obuonwea, Maodo. Three of you, three. Yakuri Rodo. There are other 6 people I know. There are other people I know that will be those public people known. They have started kicking the bucket. But there are more. Before this year ends, about more 4 or so will still kick the bucket. Then, only then will you know that Martin Nnamdi Kanu is a true servant of the Chokika Biama, true servant of the living God, who has come to remove selfishness, to serve his people. For some of you who don't understand what we mean, when these people tell you they are working underground, I still want to bring the wickedness and the notoriety of these people, where you will now see their confessions, because some of you think that we are just blackmailing them. No, listen, before I go to show you what mother, I have a lot of things. Look at it. Listen to what this Fulani child that is domicile in Germany. Listen to him. Okay, listen to the commander, a vigilante commander in this close to what do you call it, Ihiala, because he's from the same place with the one that is always keeping his hand, that was coming those days with compassion, that I said Peter and Ben was coming to our to the coastal region, was coming to our area. We come with where he has caught Onyendu. Benjamin Madobonketa, look at, he's from the same area. Why Benjamin Madobonketa was trying to command his own squad from the same Ihiala? Do you want to finish Ihiala? Ihiala has never known peace because of these two devils on the cross. Madam Kita. Look at Biafran child, Fulani child. Look at him. Look at what he was doing. Please listen.
Struggle. If this boy not Germany, or Madre and can't not hear Biafran child, this boy may be here local government on here local government. Obugi here. I don't really know that boy name because I remember about Simu Pump Patch of Biam Kevin the truth of boys, Kadia Pump Patch. Natural care was for the name of wooden work, none the kind of a prison is the Chupana struggle. Cameron and men not to mention ESN, ESN, I'm my work. Oh, is it? After Mobuchino soon to be such a common in a huge number of Hitler, the government. Acting as the commander of all the vigilante government. What is personal line here? Only personal line here when before you get how far before you when you go to pump action, they recruit to boys or not for they recruit. You want to not fight Yamabu, be a franchise that you recruit to. When you didn't need to see the recruit in there. But now I need to go to the hand and I'm going to make a boy think here. Nachina say, what do boy think here? Now she can do one, but you can't go to other boys and watch your boys. They are doing one here now. Muli area boys, and I'm boy, I'm a number state. Guinea being a boy, see again. In just any bobo, never on a co we came on Hitler, we help.
So now I know how do you Madam Asu someone up a boys, not someone up a boys.
What a boy see when Nigeria, where boy see when no boy was not signing out for time.
That is the point. So now I know how to you have a look at a boss.
You know what neighbor have name never how I marry. King off Simki as it through me. But the compassion, get like a boy tell her government, where boy think here.
Hi,
double lion. Masterminded of double lion, be a franchise, mastermind there. You double lion. Not what the phone on to Niawa, not double lion, no, not the local government. We know the rule cable double lion.
I know I'm going to have to use a map. I know I'm going to have to use a map to be man Simon Ekpa. You know one thing is that I have never spoken with Double Lion till the day they killed him. I don't even know who Double Lion is.
I'm thinking that in your own that sigi na ebru mother eba. Onye ha na eme ha ba ni mo hegbu ha bo ba joni egbu.
Ha! Bravo man.
Really life una men ha mana all of them amuna go na maazin na ga fa na oso ga agba. So they want to use the na ego ha kwete inara na akpa ha. The boys no obugo di no obu it na pass them mother na hell ha government o eje na bia akpo area o wete ego. Obugo di nka enwe group na emere na yina ya na for to take care of us very well. I forget me when I am for now na. Hey, ya from na ka no ni mo be enwe easy. You na me propaganda o ni ha na me be ezio. Enwero. As no the time on it, but the pilot, Mazoko, Mazugo, that's the moment that Biafra, Oku Biafra, one that Biafra, one. As well as the go. I'll give him here as they go. Every three good years, see one after the other. On your will put any hand.
So you can now see how they did it. They had to now to make sure, because they felt Onion Do will never come out again, they now had to gather themselves and balkanized the Eastern Security Network that Martin Nandekano instituted to serve the Biafran people, the mothers, our daughters, our children who go to farmland and face attempt of extinction from the terrorists who invaded our land occupy our forests because they want to extinguish our people from the surface of the earth. But to the shame of these enemies, God sent yet another brave son. And this is the person they have been battling from that day up until today. Because they collected money to execute the contract. But because this one is so stubborn than them as a military personnel, who preempts every enemy attack from his look, because every strong military detective knows every move of every enemy. That is why they don't keep friends, so that they will be able to deal with you as you deserve anytime you are, you are suspected or you are detected to be up to anything evil. This is what they kept doing till today, fighting and trying to tarnish the image of this brave son of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Because of their greed, their selfishness, some of them, when it appears they are waking up, imagine how the same thing that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu instituted to save our people from being obliterated. That is the same organization that China Sangwa slave had summoned the audacity to tell them, if you won't do again, leave the forest. It is a call for sacrifice. It is a volunteer. So nothing for you again. And which you all know that wasn't the primary agreement. Agreement is that why they lay down their life for us, at least their families will have what to eat at the end of every month. Onyendo called them, leave this place we are doing, leave this one, come join us, do this. And at the end of the day, you told them to stop. And they have something in their hands which they can use to operate and get something. And you think all of them will be as saintly, as holy as anything not to use it the other way around. This is what they were paid to do, to destabilize our land. People who are having Ebenaka, you tell them they should leave and go empty-handed. Now, those people that they couldn't use, because when they made that comment, it's after they had balkanized the organization. This one, their franchise, you can hear the confession. He has his own, Nkuru has his own, Karu has his own, all of them, they had their own. Why? Here you heard the reason. So that if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu eventually comes out, their own squad will protect them even while they continue to do kidnap and other things. Can you see how satanic these people are? But they are the ones that try to defame Simon Ekpa, that he is the one working with the government. When that one couldn't fly, they say he's the one doing kidnap and other illegal things in our land. When that one couldn't fly, they now begin to contract people from the civil society. They contract these ones, come and blackmail him. That one don't work. Till even this particular Ifulefu that I use his program that was telling you that Simon Ekpa said he's going to declare Biafra. Has he stopped declaring Biafra? Did he now declare that he's not going to declare Biafra again? Because when they come to do the work, their brain will have a shocker that it will not function well. They will come up with logics that will be from the first view, from the surface view. You already know that this one is a dead on arrival. You already know that there is an ulterior motive to this. You already know. From those surface view, you will see that these guys, they are so deliberate about pulling the man that has come to do the good work down. But can they succeed? No, no, no. They will never succeed. Listen to what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said. Maybe listen to it 1 minute.
And they want me to work with these people. That's not gonna work. I say every Anamata should come know me. Everything I do, I say it in the open. Not gossip. And those that spoke to Uche, I am going to Chicago to broadcast live to the whole world and tell them they're in trouble. I've told them every time they contributed to IPOB will be announced for the world to hear. Tell them there will be no hiding place for gossipers, even as far as I'm concerned, because I know what I have committed to this very movement. Not that I'll become Biafra president. No.
Now, do you understand why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said this? When we tell you, we continue to tell you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a very spiritual man. Because of the Spirit of God in him, he knows tomorrow before tomorrow. Because of his righteousness, because of his sincerity, let me put it better that way. Because of his sincerity of purpose, God keep revealing things to him before it happens. He knew that someday will come when there will be different confusion. That was why he made a lot of categorical statements. If you have been very fervent in following the struggle from day one, you will notice that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu made a lot of categorical statements, so that nobody will be confused on anything, on any issue at all. In different issues about the struggle, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu address them all. He says, Simon Ekpa, you are the one that will take this struggle to another dimension. One, Simon Ekpa, I am commanding Biafran people now to follow you henceforth. I might not be able to get Biafra from here in diaspora. I will go home. You are in diaspora. These confusions, he's clearing it. Because you already have connections, you have the integrity, you have the contentment. You cannot fight freedom without being a contented person. You must be a man of reputation. One, you must be so contented, and you must have the required international contact and the know-how. Somebody in Asozo name work and study in Asozo. Somebody need to change your name because he on a mother guy got change your name. Mohammed Abbas. Somebody that has nothing to offer, has no experience in any walk of life. Somebody that only his preoccupation is fraud, internet fraud, and whatever, comes to lead a freedom fight, nationhood. You come to lead a people, a very experienced, very intelligent, super intelligent race, Biafrans. You come to lead without any experience. Just imagine that laughable thing. I said this program today is loaded, and it was one of the most laughable developments. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu went as far as telling you, in case somebody tomorrow tells you that we are working underground, we are working in secret, we don't come to make noise, and yet that person is on social media every day making noise, gossiping, fighting dirty. But when it comes to the foundational issues, from the issues that matters, the prayer purposes of struggle, he tell you that it is underground. It's background. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, you heard him now, he said it. He said, issue of freedom is nothing underground. It's not shredded in secrecy. It is something that comes to the people. The people must know, because we don't have a formal government already. We are working to have a government. We are working to have our freedom. So it's not a state that is already formal. No. Because of that, every step we take, we must bring it to the public know. Even to the extent he said, I commanded Nyanya to make sure that she reads whatever IPOB generates to the hearing of the indigenous people of Biafra, that the world will know, so that tomorrow nobody will hold him down, they come accountable for anything. So that he wants to be as transparent as water. That is the words of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and you heard it. And some morons want to listen to some group of neophytes. If some efule fools with little brain can deceive you, you are gone. If efule fool with very small obolo, because none of these people have any good mental strength, None of them has a very good brain. None of them has a very strong, because most of them, their brain is so watery. None of them has a very good fluid up there. That's the truth. Gaskia Walai. None of them have a very functional brain. The few of them that will tell you that they are philosophers, now you see how they reason. They jump at anything because of hunger. Hunger. That is why a hungry man cannot oversee the affairs of people who feed well. Because even the very bread, that the very crumb that fall from the royal table, they jump after it. That was why your Ohaneze Ndoshi so shamelessly, you heard Mazen Namdekano, you heard him in this I just played it. So shamelessly, they went in the name of going to discuss what Namdekano agreed with them in Enugu government house as a precondition to stopping the agitation. Mazen Namdekano said he knew deliberately, he gave them those conditions because he knew they would never want to meet it. They had the monies to give him, to bribe him. They had the billions of dollars, pounds, sterlings to give him, but they don't want to use that same money to deliver goods to the Biafran people. They don't have the money to put infrastructures in place. They don't have that to get our international seaports working. They don't want to fix our international airport. But they want to give that money in cash to Mazen Namdekano. You can see how satanic these people are. Now, do you know how much they gave all of them on Ohaneze Ndoshi? 5 million naira. You heard Mazen Namdekano say it. 5 million chicken naira. That's what they gave him. They gave them a whole elders from the land, the way that the land that flows with milk and honey. That is how cheap the people that you call elders are. This is how cheap they are. And the ones you call the DOS criminals, miscreants, they borrow the leaf of cheap life, low life from those ones you call elders. You see why they are all relating well? Yes, that is why they are relating very well. They have no self-regard, they have no self-respect whatsoever. They don't care, because those who are already down to earth, they fear no fall. That is how bad and nasty it is. These people, they are so annoying. They are so annoying. These people are just so annoying, I must tell you. Please, fellow Biafrans, I don't want you to... what we are doing here, we are trying to open... I have come with a very good broom today. I want to remove all the cobwebs from your cerebral hemisphere. I am ready to remove the cobwebs because I can see your cerebral hemisphere is so very, I see cobwebs. These guys have fed you so much fat lies, and we have come to stop it today. We have come to end it. Look at the laughable thing they wrote, the junk. Don't you have a leader again? When they tell you about something, they will say Simon Ekpa. There is a leadership. When they will tell you that IPOB leader is going to court today, there is a leader. They will call his name, Mazen Namdekano, and he is so proud of that name. He said, "I am Namdekano. I am the leader of the national people of Biafra, the highest mass movement all over the world today. I am Namdekano." Who is that idiot to speak when I come? If I am free today, I am going to stop all the insecurity in the land. Who is the idiot to stand me? That is Nnamdi Kanu's comment. Because he knows the name rings a bell. He knows the gate, the name open doors. He knows the name because of the reputation, not as if he is God or no, because he understands his place in the heart of God. And he acknowledges the place of God also in his life. So you can see where righteousness is supposed to be the thing that leads. But when you take corrupt-minded people, nothing works. Everywhere will be so shrouded in darkness. Just like what you are seeing today. They have confessed, you hear them. They sold the struggle. The very very ESN that made a lot of people join the cause. They sold it. Why? They want to frustrate everything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started. Why? Because they are so jealous of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was why whenever you hear them making statement like China Slave will say, because you want somebody that will be giving you what that flies that flies like butterfly in your heart, that we are not ready, we are here to tell you the truth. So Nnamdi Kanu has not been telling you the truth. He was giving the word that flies butterfly in the heart. That because don't call me a prophet, the prophet. Can't you see jealousy, bitterness, envy? That is because of envy. This man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has done nothing wrong to any of these morons. He has done nothing wrong to any of these efulefus. Just because of his uprightness. If for some of you who claim to be going to church, if they ask you, why was Joseph so hated by his own brethren, by his own brothers, so hated by his own very brothers, from the same father? Because he is a man of uprightness, because he's a man after God's own heart, because his goodness and good life made his father to love him so distinguishingly. Because of that, they hated him. They will have their own coats when Joseph acquires, or when his father buys one coat for him. They will all go to groan. Why? Because of bitterness. Because of the heart of Satan. The heart of Satan in them. That was why Joseph was so hated by his kinsmen, by his own brothers. That was why they had to go and put him in the pit. They had to dig a pit and put him in the pit. They said they even wanted to cover him there. But one of the brothers said, no, let us not do this. It's not possible. We are not going to do this. That is that same hatred, bitterness, envy that led Joseph to do that to him. That is exactly the same thing that the people that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called family. Family. It's not as if they were family from scratch. Like, he is the one that made them family, brought them together. Mandena Araburu, Mandena Arahuna on that bridge. He brought them. And he was taking care of them. They are the ones that stabbed him. And you heard China Slave always coming to debunk whatever Nnamdi Kanu put up. That Nnamdi Kanu did not go to Israel. He was sacked or chased out by Israel. He was abhorred by Israeli government. That he lied to us. That in fact we cannot even continue by looking on to Israel. We must cut our ties with Israel. Now we will be looking on to Ndena Wisinana. If that is only where we will get our salvation. And remember, from day one of the cardinal reasons why Nnamdi Kanu started this is that he don't want us to be subjected to Ndwisinana. But because they felt that once they sell Nnamdi Kanu, they will be able to do anything that pleases the enemy, so that they become politicians in Nigeria after they have succeeded. Am I lying? You heard Nkuru said it. He said it now. They have done this so that they will become politicians like him now, that he has always envied that office of political offices. So he is born politician, so he is quitting. And you remember before he said it, China Slave said we will consider, it is time to reconsider this whole Biafran agitation of 18. So we don't forget anything. We have the information in the tips of our fingers, in the tips here. We don't have any issues with memory loss. That is why we will always defeat any enemy, anywhere, anytime. Because God has endowed us with that mental capacity that we will always throw off balance anyone who presents himself as an enemy. Himself or herself. Because we can see now that even the very women from the very fold of where the king was born.
Anụmanụ nyere onye ndụ anyị njọ, o jere maburu ma mi wọta o, gbaza kwinu n'eru, uche ji mama dị njọ lo. uche ji mema ji agụba o wee bịa o kpụcha ya isi ma ọ wụpụsịa ya anya ma China efe jụrụ ajụ ọ gbakwuru kapital oil nwoke afọ ntu ọ chọba karo white mana o kwere ya ọ bụ nwa mama ịghọta ji mema ji agụba bịa o ndị niile bụ ndị iro anyị niile ndị ahụ ka ọ na-agbakwuru ji mema ji agụba bịa o ọ chọrọ asari dokube wee gabanụ ji mema nwaanyị njọ ezi nwaanyị amaka o Maza Queen mee ka ọ marịbe ịbụ nwa mama ịghọta alụmara nyere eze ha bụ njọ ọ jere gbakwuru mama ịghọta o ka ọ kpụcha ya isi ma ahụ kwụsịa ya anya China efe jụrụ ajụ onye manife ya na ndị DOS na Peter Nele ajọ ebe bụ nwaanyị nke a ajọ nwaanyị abụrụ ọnụ iburu arụ ka ịbịakwute onye ndu anyị Maza Queen ome ka ọ marịbe ọkwanye abọcha ka ọ maka ọsụbazie n'oyibo ọsụba nke ndị phonetics ọ bụ na nwere fọma nụchacha ịsụkwa phonetics abụrụ ya ji mema ji agụba o Maza Queen ome ka ọ marịfe ịbụ nwa mama ịghọta ji mema iji agụba wee bịa ka ịkpụchasị onye ndu anyị isi ma ghopụsịa ya anya ịfụgo na ọ kwala gị o Simon Ekpa na ndị otu ya nọchiela n'ụzọ atụmatụ gị niile awụọ n'ala gị na ndị ọjọọ gị nava na-alụkọ ndị oshi na ndị ama niile ndị niile kpọrọ di gị nwoke ọmasị ọ bụ ha ka ị na-agakwuru unu masị amụma niile bịa wee n'ụka igbo ka iwe mee ya ka ọ pụta ihe ya ajọ nwaanyị ha ajọ ka agụba aisha ji mema nwaanyị ọjọ ajọ ka onye ndu anyị kedu ka isi nweta nwaanyị nke a ajọ ife bụ ife dị ebe a n'enu nwaanyị dọkasịrị akwa di ya n'iro ndị niile bụ ndị nwaanyị ndị nwoke kpọrọ afa n'igwe eji ekwu okwu na public ndị ahụ niile bụ ndị ya na ji mema na-emekọ efe ma ndị bụ ndị ekwensu ndị nke onye ndu siri Simon Ekpa don't allow these satans to enter you ndị a bụ ndị ji mema na-agakwuru na Ifeanyị gbaba onye oshi Ifeanyị ọbaba o jigwara afọ ya gafa ndị a bụ ndị ji mema na-agakwuru na Asari Dokubo bụkwa in fact ndị a bụ ndị ji mema na-agakwuru ji mema ji agụba o wee bịa onye mefe ya na ndị zoological kpabiri ka ọ delivera ha onye ndu anyị onye mefe ya na ndị zoological republic kpabiri ka ọ deliver onye ndu ọ dị very bad.
Free our son! Free our son! Nandi kanu omari changwa chidere. Ejide your son. Onwere nne bụ ezigbote nne ga n'ọnụ ụlọ. Ejide nwa ya. Ụmụ nwaanyị zanụ m. Adịzigbo nne anyị bụ nne bi n'eneni. Anyị bụ nne bi n'igwe. Unu achọrọ ịkwụsị anyị. Ọgbara unu chọrọ ịma anyị. Mere na anyị ka anyị bụrụ.
Na ihe ụmụ nwaanyị ndị ọzọ other women of Biafran land, they are crying, weeping, going hungry because of the shock what they are passing through. Biafrans all over the world. But onye nke asị na nwaanyị ya, oh, Jemima Jago Babia Baza Queen Nero Abonwa Mami Wota Onye mama done. Hey Ngongo onye ndu ayo onye mama done surugoro. May God have mercy.
The people from the house of the righteous one, or should I say, from the man who walk in uprightness, the people surrounding him, including the woman amongst them, have decided to go out of hands. The enemy is using her so dutifully, but it's very regrettable that she has accepted to be destroyed. The enemy will only destroy her with her consent, and that consent she has given. So the destruction as it stands is very inevitable. Somebody that will come so openly to tell the world that his husband, whose freedom is denied, who is in mental torture, whom medical doctors have proven that his health is in a very bad state, came to tell the world that they should not listen to his husband, they should not listen to the very freedom fighters, the people who are projecting the cause of his husband, who are calling that this man should be released. He is not well at all. He told the world, don't mind anybody. My husband is hell and hearty. In fact, he is stronger than you people that are free that are having your freedom over here. That is what the wife of somebody, Wunye Mado, this is what she summoned the courage to dishonorably say to the public. Now one way ya inyere, now one way ya poto. Wunye Mado. When the wives of terrorists, you heard Dr. Dan Olase, the people that were released, I think it's not even from him. It's from the other man in the other program where I was exposing, I think, fine boy, that's Emmanuel Kano, that even the very terrorist was released, discharged within 3 days. And they say he has served his time. The wives of terrorists, even the police villain, the Super Cop, Nigerian Super Cop, you know, the people that are so honored in Nigeria are extremely corrupt people. That is a country where corruption is rewarded, handsomely rewarded, very handsomely rewarded. So now you can see what we are saying. There is no honor, there is no integrity whatsoever. They just do whatever come. He who is down already to earth, fear no fall. Fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, seekers of justice, all stand well, comrades. Those of the members of the brigade, those of the forward and very front Nkere, and the other members of the parliament who has done us proud within the last week. We, the Biafran people, express serious joy and happiness. We are praying God to continue to bless you, to bless the works of your hand. Your family will know peace. You will be blessed beyond measures. Our Prime Minister, it shall be well with you. Our Supreme Suprado, Mazen Bekano, Onyendu, Onyaga Adrema, our hearts are with you. We will always pray for you. Your health, you will not come out a shattered man. You will come out in health. Your freedom shall come without compromise. You will remain strong. No matter what the enemy do to, get you, compromising, the strong hand of the Elohim will not allow it to happen. You will come out, the strength to resist the temptation like you just confessed in the town hall meeting, that power, that grace, heaven has just increased it even as I utter these words of power. The heavens, the host of heaven, Elohim, has increased the grace to resist the temptation, the grace for strong and sound health, the grace for super free wisdom, more wisdom, more wisdom, more grace. You are coming in. You remain our leader. We will always respect you, because that some people who are around you choose to betray you, because those of them you call your family members choose to rub patapoto on your reputation, because those of them who are supposed to be the Sarah Urewanyi Mobidia, they refuse to become the Sarai God has ordained them to be in your lives, but have chosen to be Delilah. We are not, none of this thing will shake our respect and regard for you. Our leader, Simon Ekpa, the PM, Biafra Republic Government in Exile, has continued to say that your place remains or waits for you. You are his leader till tomorrow. Nothing will make him change. Even if you choose to compromise today, that good name you have already built, we will not forget it. Thank you all people who support us, who are not Biafrans. Thank you all people who are standing with us. Thank you the governments of the world who are expressing concern. Thank you. We will not disappoint anybody. We are not going to trade our freedom for anything, because you are coming forward, because heaven has endorsed what we are doing. There is no going back. All of us who are in sincerity pursuing for this, the evil by the night, the evil by the morning, not the fire, not the water shall swallow us. No harm from anywhere, no arrow from anywhere will get us. We will laugh last. We will not be subjected to any terrible condition, because Elohim in heaven lives, because our Redeemer lives. We shall emerge victorious, and like our leader would say, in the end, Biafra will come. Thank you, as we bring this very broadcast today to the very end, and I encourage you to share this program. Don't forget to like it. Make sure you comment on the comment section. It will help this program to fly too. As you comment, let there be engagement. Let there be engagement in the comment section, as you also click on the like button. If you have not subscribed, please, you have no reason not to subscribe to today on this particular channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I doff my heart. Respect.